Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Garage Talk Sports. I'm Mills.
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Nick.
And we are big chilling here in the undisclosed location. Once again, a little too hot to be in the garage. We got another episode coming to you guys, so we appreciate you joining in with us as always. We always kick it off with our hot spots. We got MLB trade deadline literally ended about 2.5 hours ago. And then some NFL news happened to come up this week. We actually didn't anticipate talking NFL, but some craziness happened the last couple days. So we have to. So once again, we just can't avoid NFL talk on this show. That's how it goes. Anyways, we will kick off with our hot spots, guys. Thanks for tuning with us. Any volunteers to go first? Anyone?
I'll go first.
Yeah. Okay, Nick.
Because mine's about sports and it's going to be really quick.
Okay.
Fun fact, the Mariners have only lost to two teams since June 26th. They've lost to the Astros 5 times, and they've lost to the Yankees once. They lost yesterday to the Yankees. Literally the entire month of July, they didn't lose to any teams except the Astros on Friday.
Wow.
Because they won 14 games in a row, and then they had the All-Star break.
Nice. That's
and
impressive.
They've only lost.
It is actually
They've only lost to the Astros and the Yankees.
And I mean, they're all in now, as you can tell.
Yeah, they were active at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
So we'll go in.
Winning 14 games in a row helped that.
Oh yeah, that definitely changed the outlook on the season. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah. I think they went from moving to just doing nothing at the trade deadline to slight buyers, just because they're like, hey, we had to do something.
No doubt, 100%.
But the only thing that scares me is, well, they could beat the Blue Jays, but really the only playoff teams they've played in that span were the Yankees and Astros, and they haven't beat them. So
on the cusp, not ready yet. But we'll dive into all that stuff a little bit more. We're pretty much going to be talking MLB trade deadline with the hot spots, to be honest with you, because mine is also related. I kind of wanted to not talk about the White Sox in my hot spot because we're going to talk a little bit about it for the rest of the show and everything. But just frustrated. Being a Sox fan is a frustrating time this year. I hate Jerry Reinsdorf so much.
Understandable.
I'm so sick of it, man. I'm sick of him. I don't know if he's handcuffing Rick Hahn when it comes to like what he's able to do or not. That I'm not too sure. If he's not Rick Hahn, I'm also not a big fan of yours anymore. So if this is all you're doing, just sitting on your hands, scratching your balls and everything, I'd really appreciate it if you stopped doing that.
Well, yeah, because I mean, the season expectations
were so high,
and
that hurt. Season expectations were so high, and essentially, this year's a dud, an absolute dud. And I'll dive in deeper with that. But the hot spot is that Jerry Reinsdorf is a piece of garbage, and Rick Hahn, if this is your own doing as well, you are joining him as a piece of garbage. So yeah,
fair enough. I mean, in lighter news, Wilson Contreras and Ian Happ are both Cubs. They made it past the deadline. So you know what this means? It's not 2027 anymore, boys. All right,
team's a dumpster fire, and they can't trade their 2 trade pieces that they have value in right now.
That is I feel a sneeze coming. So if I sneeze, I apologize.
There's like 6 teams that want to upgrade at catcher that have pretty good farm systems, and the Cubs are like,
bless you.
Gesundheit.
Muted my mic in time for that. I probably got picked up by yours, but
well, listen. If you're keeping him, you're not. It would make no sense to just let him walk at the end of the season. So obviously you plan on
they get a compensation pick if Ian Happ and Wilson sign elsewhere. My guess, who's the GM for the Cubs? I don't remember his name.
Why am I drawing a blank yet?
Come on, Bobby, you're a huge Cubs fan.
Epstein. No, not. What's his name?
I've seen the
manager. Jed Hoyer.
What? Yeah, Jed Hoyer. There we go.
Baseball operations.
I don't know why.
So my guess is that Jed Hoyer knows he sucks at trading players away, and was like, I'll have a better chance of drafting someone than trading these guys for what they're actually worth. So that's probably it. Like best case scenario, if you're the Cubs, best case scenario, they both resign. They stick around and the rebuild is a couple years faster. That's best case scenario in my opinion. Worst case scenario, they sign elsewhere. You get compensation picks, which
worst case scenario, Wilson Contreras. Well, no, you already won. I was gonna say worst case scenario, Ian Happ and Wilson Contreras turn into Joey Votto, where they just play in the same team and never compete
and just stay there forever.
Well, Wilson's won a ring, so he really
he's got. Was Ian Happ? on the roster when that happened?
he
No.
was not. Yeah, he didn't come up totally. I believe he was
He might have got a ring.
2017 or I thought he was drafted.
I don't know much about Ian Happ.
He might have been on the like extended roster. Never played, but just like in case like 4 guys got hurt.
And
he'd be
they
in
might be able.
I don't think
they
so.
honestly might be able to keep Ian Happ because, outside of like this is a career year for him. So what's his market going to be on when it comes time to test free agency? I also don't know if he's an eligible free agent this offseason or not.
I don't think he can be, because I think Juan Soto has been in the league longer than Ian Happ, and he's just
No.
coming up.
Ian Happ's been in longer. Ian Happ has been on the Cubs since at least the year after their World Series.
Yeah, 2017. Ian Happ came up, so he was not.
So 2024 is when he'll be eligible for a contract.
That's what that looks like. So
that's-
Wilson can go to free agency because
Yeah.
he's been since 2016.
Yes.
So this offseason, he'll be able to test free agency. Next offseason, Ian Happ would be able to. Also this offseason, Shohei Ohtani can test free agency, which I was not aware that international free agents have different
Yeah, because
rules.
they're not a rookie.
Yeah,
they
I
classify.
I didn't realize that they had different rules for their free agency. Because I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, like whoever trades for Ohtani, they get another like 4 years of him before he can test free agency. And then I saw the thing on MLB Network, and they're like, "Oh, free agent in 2023," and I'm like, what? So,
Yeah.
but we'll talk about that stuff a little bit more here in a little as well. I mean, I guess screw it, we're already talking about it, so we'll just roll right into MLB trade deadline stuff. Blockbuster moves happened. But before we get into those moves specifically, let's talk a little bit about the teams that we root for, right?
Yeah.
Bobby and I already hinted at it. Cubs didn't really do much.
They traded away David Robertson and Scott F. Ross.
And Michael Gibbons.
Yeah.
So I mean, they gave away some bullpen pieces, right? F. Ross is a bullpen guy, right?
Yeah.
So
both.
they gave away some bullpen pieces, which
Got a couple prospects.
got
in
some
return.
prospects. Bullpen arms seem to be like in high demand every trade deadline. It's all about locking up the bullpen.
I mean,
Screw it. Those guys weren't part of the long. None of those 3 were long term.
yeah, David Robertson, you got on
He's
a
old.
1 year, $3.25
Yeah, he's
million.
old,
So
man.
you really got lucky with him having a bounce back year after his Tommy Johns and everything. So we'll take it. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, no, you got something. It's one of those things. You sign these guys, hope that they work out for you. If you're not going to compete, they're trade bait, and it worked out. You're not expecting much in return for them because David Robertson's older. This is one of those things where it's kind of like an outlier career or year. Maybe not for David Robertson because he's been a pretty successful relief pitcher his whole career, but very inactive, not as active as everyone thought. I mean, come on, Ian Happ and Wilson Contreras got standing ovations at their last home game in Wrigley, all to come back.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's head scratching.
Well, I think Jed Hoyer realized how much fans did not want them to leave and got that team.
I mean, fans pretty much accepted that he was leaving.
Yeah, we did, but
It made more sense that you would trade both of them this year than you would trade all 3 of the guys last year.
yeah,
It was
that's-
just
fair enough.
People
I will
got
say.
pissed off because you traded Rizzo without really listening to him because he said he would take a huge pay cut just to stay in Chicago. And everyone knew that. And everyone was like, why would you do that? And then, this year it was just like, well, we're not going to win. We're not going to win next year. The Pirates are already farther along in their rebuild than us. So the only team that we really have a chance to beat out is the Reds. And after what the Brewers did this trade deadline, the Brewers are now already competing and they're ahead of the Cubs in the rebuild process because they got young guys.
I don't know. They did some head scratching stuff.
It was just weird. This was a weirder trade deadline than last year. I feel like last year was a lot more of a lot of teams went and addressed what they needed to address. And maybe I'm saying that because the White Sox were so much more active last year and they actually went out and addressed stuff that was a pressing need, whereas this year they didn't. So, I could be speaking with a little bit of a bias, but I just feel like, outside of the big moves here, like Juan Soto and some other ones, just more was going on in the trade deadline last year. More teams were moving pieces. And that just didn't seem to be the case this year. I mean, you had your teams that are always active were active. The Yankees, of course.
Yeah.
Always out there buying championships.
And trading away bum ass Joey Gallo.
Bro, I feel bad for Joey Gallo. I hope he figures it out. I
Not on the Dodgers though.
no, I actually I'm rooting for him on the Dodgers.
Really?
I'm not. I don't root for anyone on the Dodgers, period.
Well, I've always liked Joey Gallo. He got traded there. I don't want his career to suck.
Yeah.
You know, if he had signed with the Dodgers, that's a whole different story. You know, Freddie Freeman's an enemy of mine now because he signed with the Dodgers. You know, that's just like
All because his manager screwed him up.
going to the Dodgers is like the Kevin Durant going to Golden State move, in my opinion. That's just what that is in the MLB.
Yeah, fair.
It's slightly different though because he beat the Dodgers and then decided to join instead of losing to the Dodgers.
That's a good point. That's a fair point. But still, it's the general scope of it, the optics of the situation.
I feel less when a guy gets traded, but still, if Juan Soto would have went to the Dodgers or Yankees, I would have hated it just because.
I know in your eyes you hate the Yankees. They're enemy number one. But Dodgers or Yankees? Who do you hate the most?
Well, they're both in two different leagues, so I hate them both equally. But like, if it's Yankees versus Dodgers in the World Series, I'll pick the Yankees to win.
Okay, fair
Just
enough.
because the Dodgers have been there. It seems like the Dodgers have been in every World Series for the past 6 years.
Yeah, I think I hate the Dodgers more now because they're more successful, like in modern day.
Recency bias for me. I hate the Yankees just because they spend so much money. But the Dodgers are doing the same thing.
Yeah, but
And the Yankees really haven't had it happen to them yet.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate the Yankees.
Yeah, we know you're hateful.
I know. I hate both teams.
I don't like the Dodgers either. But no, it just was a weird trade deadline. Like I said, White Sox did basically nothing. They traded Reese McGuire for Jake Diekman. Cool. So you went and got a bullpen guy and traded a catcher that had no place on your team. Real good and nice there, Mr. Hahn. I really appreciate that one. Otherwise, they did nothing, and it's like you needed a left-handed hitter. You probably needed to try and get some kind of starter. If you're actually like intent on competing and trying to save the year, they're 2 games back for the division, mind you.
Yeah.
That's how like Cleveland is a game up, Minnesota is 2 games up. That's how quickly or how hard Minnesota fell off and like has allowed the White Sox to stick around for this division.
This is how trash that division
The division sucks. But like Minnesota at least made some moves to try and regain that separation from the rest of the division.
They really have.
Cleveland did nothing, which good. I don't want Cleveland doing anything. White Sox did essentially nothing. Great. Because, I didn't want them to do anything either. I'm really content with this getting to 500 and losing a game and then getting back to 500. It's a fun song and dance. I'm really loving it on the season. So it just is. It's just like what the expletive, man. What the expletive?
Yeah,
Pisses me off. It just pisses me off. But let's talk about. Let's stop getting me all riled up here with the White Sox. Let's talk about.
Can I rile you up and talk about how my team is better
go for
than your
it.
team in every aspect when it comes to acquiring guys? Offseason, second baseman, who's out there? Adam Frazier. Who gets him? The Mariners. Who has more pieces to probably trade? Well, the Mariners, because their farm system is so good. But the Sox could have paid Adam Frazier more money. And then they got Luis Castillo, which, to be honest, last week, if we would have had our episode, I would have been like, I'm content with the Mariners not doing anything. Because they have really young pitching. They have really young outfield pieces that you could possibly move just because there's so many. And then your middle infield's a little weak, but you're drafted, so like you're good. But they got Luis Castillo, and they gave up a lot of players, but only one was MLB ready. Novelli Marte. So it's like I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you could.
It just pisses me off.
Yeah, so I mean, Sox
Good for the Mariners. I got nothing against them. It's a shame that they can't beat the Astros.
I mean, they're 13 games back to the Astros.
Also,
so that's fun.
Oh wow,
They're second place in the wild card. They should be able to lock up a playoff spot, except for the East. It's probably going to win.
it sucks, man.
Yeah,
That AL, man.
they just have to beat. They just have to be second place in their division, and they should get a playoff spot because the Central is not going to get a second playoff spot.
Yeah.
And the East is really not probably going to get 4 because the Red Sox fell pretty quick.
Yeah.
So now it's going to be the Blue Jays or Red Sox trying to fight the Mariners for that last spot.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty happy with where the Mariners probably going to end their playoff drought. So probably.
Knock on some wood there, buddy.
Also, Carlos Santana.
He's been a real help. I mean, he's been on the team for about a month.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that always helps. Oh, Adam Frazier. Ty France gets hurt and you're worried because you're like, well, that's our best player, and he scores. He's like Jose Abreu.
He hits dingers.
He's a little bit more average than Abreu, but Abreu could.
Whoa!
I'm just saying, he is stats wise.
Abreu's like better than Abreu?
No, I'm not saying he's better.
Oh, I was gonna say, whoa.
I'm just saying batting average wise, when Abreu had his MVP season, France's batting average is a little bit better, but they're very similar to me, where it's like they don't always hit home runs. But usually when there's a guy
France's batting average?
I think he's 365 right now.
He's in 365?
I thought it was like lower, 300s.
When's the last time I looked at it?
He's in the 300s for sure.
But to me, it's not like a guy he's not gonna hit a home run every time he goes up there. But when there's guys on second and third and 2 outs, I'm like, I'm content with Ty France being up there to hit a single, kind of like Abreu. Like he's always gonna score the guy. But when he gets hurt, then you don't have anyone that does that. So now
he's in 308.
308.
His base percentage is 380.
Okay, that's probably what I was looking at. But yeah, he's just a guy like, yes.
Ty France is good. I like Ty France.
Yeah. So Carlos Santana coming switch hitter, veteran guy. I feel like they need veteran guys.
Yes,
No one on their team has played in the postseason except for Robbie Ray last year, and he barely played in the postseason.
That's true.
So
they made the postseason last year. The Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays did.
I don't know why I thought they were.
They beat out the Mariners, Red Sox, and Blue Jays had a chance for a 3-way tie at the end.
I thought the Red Sox won it.
Oh no, but then they played in a playing game. That's what it was.
I don't remember them being in the.
So that wasn't technically the playoffs,
right? Because the Red Sox played the Yankees in the playoffs.
Okay, so technically the Blue Jays didn't get playoffs. So Robbie Ray has not played. So no one's played in the playoffs.
There we go. There goes your experience.
Except for Carlos Santana.
Yeah.
So
he did that with the
Indians.
Guardians.
He did it with the Indians.
Guardian. No,
he played for the Royals last. So.
No, I know.
He was in 2016. He was one of their best hitters.
He was their first base. Or no.
Yeah, first base. Him and J-Ram were the two best hitters.
How old is Carlos Santana?
He's old.
37, 36.
Oh, okay. He's not as old as I thought.
He's not like Pujols and Miggy, but he's getting up there.
Yeah.
I think he played catcher for them that year because they had what's his face. Why I'm so mad that I'm blanking on this guy's name right now. I gotta look it up. You guys keep talking.
What team?
Just keep
Carlos
talking.
Santana. He said whoever played first base for the Indians when they played the Cubs. I'm pretty sure it's Carlos Santana. That's okay. The Mariners made a small move, and even next year they still have pieces to move because Kyle Lewis comes back. He got 3 home runs already, but
wow,
he's still not healthy. Mitch Haniger, I don't know what's up with him. His leg's still messed up. His testicles are fine now, but his leg's messed up.
But now it's just his leg.
Yeah,
I mean, the Mariners have pieces.
Yeah, but they didn't go. They didn't go for like Juan Soto, where they would have had to trade like out of their starting lineup. Like their starting lineup stayed intact.
Yeah,
and that's where it's like.
And you added a pitcher who is doing really well.
Yeah.
For the last 2 years. So.
Plus, he's been pitching on a roster that had no hope of getting to the playoffs.
Exactly.
Now there's a chance, so now he's going to be a little bit. I'm hoping he doesn't like ruin his confidence. Where like it's like, oh, now I'm in a high pressure situation. I have to pitch really well. To where it's just like
Santana. Yeah. I was thinking Encarnacion, but he came the next year.
Oh yeah, Edwin Encarnacion.
That's what I was thinking of. But never mind. Ignore me. I interrupted. Sorry.
I did. I ignored you.
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't know if you were talking the Guardians.
It's all good,
but
ignore me.
The thing I do find weird about this Juan Soto Josh Bell trade is I thought whoever traded for Juan Soto was going to have to give up starting position players. CJ Abrams, although he started a lot for the San Diego Padres, isn't like what I classify as like an everyday starter.
Yeah.
Like I thought, like if the Mariners got him, I thought for sure. Like
this was
J.P. Crawford or something at that level of like young guy who has been playing almost every game.
Like Luke Voigt's really the only established MLB player.
Yeah,
in that trade,
and he's older.
So we'll go over it. So they get Juan Soto, Josh Bell, and the Padres give up Luke Voigt, Mackenzie Gore, Robert Hassel III, C.J. Abrams, and James Wood.
Not Eric Hosmer.
Not Eric Hosmer. He
rejected the trade.
Yeah.
But it was going to go through anyway, clearly. Just I don't know. I don't know if this is a small haul for both of those guys. You know what I mean? Like, I thought this would maybe be what you have to give up just for Juan Soto. And then, like, Josh Bell's... what really makes it seem like less of a win for the Nationals is that you also included Josh Bell.
Yeah. If you didn't include Josh Bell, then I would say potentially a couple years down the road, Nationals win that trade. You got CJ Abrams, who's
Very talented.
Very talented. He's definitely MLB ready.
Robert Hassel is one of the, I don't know where he ranks in the MLB top 100 prospects, but he's a high ranking prospect.
And then
Luke Voigt can hold it down at first base in place of Josh Bell.
Yeah.
Josh Bell and Luke Voigt to me are very similar players. Like they do,
Yeah,
they give you the same out.
But Josh Bell would be more valuable because he's a switch hitter.
Yes, in theory.
Yeah.
It just is a weird trade. It's not a bad trade for the Padres. It's not a bad trade for the Nationals. I just felt like, once again, everything was talking about how much you'd have to give up to get just Juan Soto.
Yeah.
You know, you're talking, you got to give 3 established MLB guys and a couple of your top prospects.
Honestly, I feel your trade that you would have made for the White Sox
Was more than this.
and you were just going to do it for
Luke
Juan Soto.
Voigt's basically Gavin Sheets,
Yeah.
Except older.
except older. I mean, but the reality is like that's your most established player, right?
Michael Kopech probably more proven than this prospect.
Yeah, it just was weird. I don't know. It's not the trade I expected to work. It's not how I expected it to go. But Nationals must have been in love with.
Robert Hassel's 21 in the MLB 100.
Okay, so that's a high-ranking guy.
That is pretty high.
The thing is, with the White Sox, their farm system sucks, so they're going to have to part with more MLB talent.
Yeah.
But it's whatever. I don't know. It was, I guess, good for both sides. But I feel like by giving Josh Bell as well, they should have been able to get a little more.
Yeah.
And Mackenzie Gore is not a prospect,
Yeah.
technically.
Yeah, I believe he came up last year, I want to say.
Yeah, he played for the and James Wood is 88. So they got 2 top 100. They're both outfielders, which Nationals have no position. Except, do they still have Keibert Ruiz from the Dodgers from last year, from the Trey Turner trade?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know.
Because I was going to say, pretty much they have whatever his name is. He's got a weird name, shortstop or second baseman.
Hernandez?
Carter Kieboom
Oh,
from the Nationals. He's pretty solid. Then they have Keibert Ruiz, if they still have him. And then now they have these 2 outfielders.
They do still have him. Yeah,
Okay.
Cabert's still, he's their catcher.
and didn't they sign?
And then Mackenzie Gore was from Cleveland because he went to San Diego in the Taylor Rogers trade. No, that was Minnesota, so that wasn't that trade. I don't know how they got Mackenzie Gore from the Guardians.
Are we thinking of the same guy?
No, I don't think so.
You're thinking of Tristan McKenzie.
Yeah, no.
Tristan McKenzie, and I think Mackenzie Gore I thought was also from the Guardians. But he might have been from the Twins.
No, he was not.
Was he drafted by the Padres?
He's only ever been on the Padres.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think
Because I know Taylor Rogers when he went
He was
from...
drafted by the Padres with the 3rd overall pick in 2017. You were thinking Tristan McKenzie.
No, I know he's on Cleveland.
Well,
I'm trying
that's
to think
what
of,
that's.
I was trying to think of who the Padres got in the Rogers trade.
Well, that would have been something related to
The Twins.
Minnesota.
Which I thought Mackenzie Gore was from Cleveland, but maybe he was from... I don't know.
No, who cares?
I mean, he's supposed to be a very good pitcher.
Yeah, he's 23. He was the 3rd overall pick 5 years ago, so that's out of high school.
Yeah.
So he was a high school pick.
Yeah.
To me, it's just CJ Abrams. Is he going to be the same thing in 3 years when he's about to be ready for a contract offer, and the Nationals are still going to be in the same place? Like, to me, it made sense to go after, like, I'm not saying the Mariners would have done it, but if it would have been like Julio Rodriguez, JP Crawford, like if it would have been like a stud rookie who may or may, I mean, Julio Rodriguez is fully tested now, so like that's a little different. But if it was like CJ Abrams and like another MLB ready mid-20s guy, not Luke Voigt, who's, I don't know how much longer he's going to play. He might play for a couple more years at this high level, but you don't know.
Well, he hasn't been the same since the COVID shortened year.
Yeah.
When all of Yankees fans wanted him to be MVP. Yankees fans are idiots, man. They're stupid. dumb.
But I just think there was teams that they could have sent him to that. I mean, but I guess you got to take what's out there. You knew he wasn't signing, especially after the All-Star fiasco where you just don't put him on a private jet. So you know for sure he's not signing. I mean, you knew before when he said no, but that might have changed.
I'm curious to see if the Padres can re-sign him.
That's true. But
that's where I'm going to, Bobby said, draw the line of in a couple of years, see if the Nationals would have won.
If he doesn't re-sign with the Padres, I think the Nationals win.
Yeah.
Because the Nationals weren't going to get him anyway.
Yeah. So I'll give that one to the Nationals then if he doesn't resign. But by all accounts, you'd have to assume he's going to.
Yeah.
My whole question
You would imagine.
If the Mets gave a slightly better offer than the Padres, would you think they would turn that down just so that they wouldn't trade Juan Soto to the same division?
Yes.
100%.
I really think teams are like super adamant against trading within the division.
Unless it's
incredible.
You can't pass it up.
Like, it has to be something insane.
Because I was mad when the Mariners traded Kendall Graveman to the Astros last year at the trade deadline. And it's just like, and that wasn't even a high level guy, but it was just like,
what are you doing?
Like, this is a good player on our team, and you're giving him to the Astros, who we're gonna have to face. But
that stuff makes no sense when they do that. But
yeah, honestly, after the Padres might have a shot at winning their division.
Yeah, it's the funny thing. They did this, and it might have a shot. They also acquired Josh Hader.
Yes.
From the Brewers, which I want to talk about that in a little bit here as well. But let's recap still some of the big active teams, right?
Yes.
Padres, Yankees, Mariners. Those were probably the three most active, I would say.
Yeah. Then you got like Red Sox.
Red Sox were
Cardinals.
weird. They traded away and traded for stuff. I don't know what that was all about.
Yeah.
Well, they're in a weird spot where it's like at the start of the year they were in a chance to get that third wild card spot. Now they have a worse record than the Orioles.
Yeah,
and you're in the second hardest division in baseball.
Yeah, it's a weird.
Now with Juan Soto in the NL West is definitely the hardest division in baseball.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and Josh Hader.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean the Padres were. You'd have to assume they won the trade deadline.
Yeah.
If you look at it and you look at who acquired the biggest names, boom. Hader and Soto alone. Josh Hader, arguably best closing pitcher in baseball.
Just not the best on his team. Because Devin Williams, I'm just saying stats-wise, was better this year.
Well, Josh Hader's still incredible. That's why I said arguably.
But that's back on like the... I mean, you even started with the 2016 Cubs. Like they had Aroldis Chapman and they had...
Gotta ask the Cubs fan.
Yeah. Who did they have?
Chapman.
The 2016...
Aroldis Chapman.
Then they have the guy from Kansas City. Or was it the year after?
I don't know. I'm not a Cubs fan. You gotta ask the Cubs fan.
Because I know like the Indians had Andrew Miller and Cody Allen. To where it's like Andrew Miller was the more dominant pitcher, but Cody Allen was the ninth inning save guy.
No, dude, I don't think so. Because like we were using like Carl Edwards Jr.
I really think it was. I don't really think they had a true closer until they traded.
No, they really
Chapman.
didn't. Because then they had.
I think it was the next year when they got Wade Davis from the Royals.
I think so. Yeah.
When they had like three guys where it's like 7, 8, and 9, you could just knock out three.
Yeah, because who's the guy that wears his head sideways, dude? Why am I drawing a blank?
Oh my gosh, I know who you're talking about.
Pedro Strop. Yeah, we were using like Pedro Strop, Carl Edwards.
So that was
Jr.
not.
It was definitely not that year.
Strop was the setup man once they got Aroldis Chapman.
Because that was me.
Because they were using Strop as like the closer. I'm pretty sure. Until
the Brewers having those two guys made sense, but now they have Taylor Rogers and.
I don't know why they
Williams.
traded Josh Hader. I really don't. And I don't know why the White Sox didn't try and trade for him themselves. I really don't.
They got Jake Diekman though.
Oh, good.
They're like the same level.
Yeah.
They're both long, lanky white dudes.
Both of their
throw left-handed.
Their first name starts with J. That's about the same. What else do you need?
They both were in the AL.
You got Liam Hendricks.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable when Liam Hendricks takes the mound.
True. He is the best closer in baseball. Just ask him.
If you asked him 2 years ago, he would be the best closer.
If you ask him now, he thinks he's the best closer in baseball.
He makes it look so difficult.
He does.
That's the thing is like
you never have a.
I just want a closer who goes out there and throws darts. Like
Mariano Rivera.
Like at the very least, just your fastball should be pinpoint. And then the hope you're breaking stuff is enough to fool them. Like, you don't even get that.
You guys had it.
I miss those
You guys misused him. Craig Kimbrough.
Oh yeah, because he's doing so well over in
I know.
over in LA with the Dodgers. Too funny, man. Craig Kimbrell like revived his career for half a season with the Cubs, and then was like, and I'm back to being donkey dick.
Honestly, if you want to be a closing pitcher, sign with the Cubs, man.
Hey, you're not a lot of high pressure situations.
You're gonna revive your career.
No, but like after Hader got traded and like Chapman's been a big name, it makes me miss the days when like Mariano Rivera, Trevor Hoffman, Eric Gagne were out there, because they would just come and do.
Jenks.
He's not to the same level as those other three.
Those guys, like, if you're playing the Yankees and it's the ninth inning, you hear Mariano Rivera's like enter Sandman, and he walks out there, you're just like, all right, the game's over.
Did he walk in to enter Sandman?
Yeah.
I don't know who's got the most badass entry right now.
Oh, dude, Edwin Diaz.
Edwin Diaz's entry.
Dude, it's
have
amazing.
You seen it?
No, I have not.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna have to watch it.
Yeah,
It
we'll
is-
show you the TikTok, dude. There's
it's
trumpets
beautiful.
in it, and
I used to like when he was on the Mariners.
dude, the best thing was like Yankees
No.
fans when
It's like-
Edwin Diaz.
When you hear Edwin Diaz's song turn on, but it kind of slaps.
Yeah, you're like, and then you're like,
Dude,
Yeah,
oh, it's so good. We'll have to play it.
yeah, we'll have to play it.
But like when you just had guys like that would just walk out there, boom, you're like, all right, game over. It doesn't matter if it's the 8th inning, 9th inning, 1-run game, 3-run game. It's like, this is probably gonna be a 3 batters, maybe 4, and that's it.
Yeah.
There is no closer right now. Devin Williams is doing very well this year, but still not even at that level where I feel comfortable with any kind of lead.
No, it just is. I do not feel comfortable watching Liam Hendricks close out a game.
No, I don't.
Like if he because right now he's in this weird part where he's good to give up at least 1 run when he takes the mound. And it's like, so you got to give him at least 2 runs because he's probably going to walk someone and throw a wild pitch. And next thing you know, that guy's on second base.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens. Throws that knuckle curveball and it doesn't even make it to the dirt in front of home plate.
like, dude, it just he is like. I mean, his fastball he's somewhat accurate with, and then
Sometimes. Sometimes he throws that fastball and he's throwing darts. Other times it's like, dude,
but like,
your guess is as good as mine where it's going to end up.
My favorite is he always gets guys in scoring position, and usually the last out he gets in like a 1-run game is a fly ball to the warning track where you're like,
yeah,
man,
it's like
that
a
was
it's
3
like
feet away from being a walk-off home run.
It's like a hard hit ball that gets caught in the outfield, and you're like, oh.
Which is weird because when he was in Oakland, no one ever got on base on him. He pitched the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning and would be like,
His
yeah, I'm
first
fine.
year with the Sox. Last year with the Sox, he was really good. This year, all of the pitching on the Sox is complete just garbage.
dude,
If
they
you can only
For the
get
most
rid
part,
of,
except for Cease, I guess.
if you can get rid
honestly,
of one
they
thing,
just need a clean house,
you can get rid of one
Like,
thing as a Sox fan.
coaching staff wise.
Tony La Russa is gone, the pitching staff is gone, or the training staff is gone. You can only get rid of one though.
La Russa.
The other 2 you're stuck with.
La Russa.
You're gonna get rid of a guy who falls asleep during the game?
Yes.
How could you?
I hate it. Shut up, Nick.
At least he's not over managing.
Yeah, he's barely managing.
He's under managing.
It does what he does doesn't even count. And I swear the White Sox should fine him for every game he has Leury Garcia in the starting lineup consecutively. Oh, he's in the lineup every single game. Oh, Giolito just walks a second guy in a row. You're beautiful.
See, but that's my thing too, is like, so when I was at the Sox game, people were booing Leury Garcia when he came up to bat. And I was like, okay, makes sense, but also he's not picking that he gets to be in the lineup.
No,
and
I
2,
know.
also, it's not his fault that no one else at the Sox can stay healthy for more than 5 games.
He is the longest tenured Sox, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I have nothing against Leury Garcia as a person. He's being used too much.
yeah.
He's a platoon guy.
Probably
The
should've never
reason he
traded
looked
Nicky 2 strikes.
the
Shouldn't
reason
have.
he looks so bad
But I mean, he got injured.
the reason he looks so bad is because he's always in the lineup.
Yeah.
Like he's got to have the most at bats on the team because maybe Abreu has more because I don't think Abreu's missed like a game. So, but Leury, it's like he's just always in the lineup, and he's not someone who can play as an everyday starter. He's not that guy. All right, like he's a good. Oh, so and so needs a rest day. Okay, Leury, here you go. Go ahead and play this once every 5 games or something. But that's not what we're getting. We're getting Leury Garcia every single day. as he hits 200 and gets thrown out on third base on ball 4 because he's not paying attention. It's just it's La Russa's fault. It's not total. I mean, Leary's got to play the game. Don't get me wrong. Like he is also at fault, but La Russa's using him too much. La Russa sucks. Like he's killed the culture with this team.
I mean, training staff sucks.
Training staff sucks.
I like Katz, the pitching coach, but I feel like
Ethan Katz is cool.
I feel like the whole pitching staff, just in general, just is not. Lucas Giolito should be a number 1 ace on some teams. He's not pitching like that this year. Lance Lynn struggles because he's older and he needed spring training more than any pitcher I've ever seen. I think Robbie Ray also needed spring training because
it just sucks because like you get frustrated, but at the same time it's like, were you really going to predict that every single player on the White Sox is going to, well, not every, but the majority of this team was going to have the worst year of their career all in the same year? Like, what are the odds that happens? That none of them produce how they have for their entire careers. Lance Lynn, his career ERA is like 3.4, and it's doubled this year. And you're just like, oh, great. Giolito, 2 straight years, one really dominant year, a second year of being still pretty solid. Not as good, sticky stuff, but, still a solid year last year to now he's right back to what he was
in 2019.
And you're like, oh, great. So we're back to 2019 Lucas Giolito. Dylan Cease is the only guy who seems to be playing really well. Kopech has his moments, but it seems like whenever Kopech has a good game, they don't score.
I mean, yesterday?
Yeah.
Two solo home runs, or like a solo home run and like a double.
Yep. And then you have Johnny. So, your rotation is being held together by Johnny Cueto and Dylan Cease. No one, I'm willing to bet I know one person who would have guessed Dylan Cease would have this year, but the majority of people would not have seen that coming.
No. Which makes me think, why would you not go get a starting pitcher or a second baseman?
Well, Johnny Cueto is basically our acquisition. You see, when guys come out, Luis Roberts is going to be active after this series against the Royals, and he's going to come back, and that's basically going to be their acquisition. It's the same as a trade deadline acquisition. We got this guy back. Shut the. That's what they say every year.
I mean, dude,
that's literally what they say. Whenever a guy comes back from the IL after the trade deadline and they didn't do anything, they go, "Oh well, so and so's back." So it works the same as making a trade. It's like, shut up. Like, just shut up.
That's not how it works.
But like,
it doesn't. It doesn't work
after
that way.
Like a Quintana who's having a good year, like you could have at least gone after someone who would have been cheap to go after.
Yeah, and they didn't do anything. Well, Diekman, I guess he was cheap, but what are we doing? It just pisses me off.
I mean, they could have got Andrew Benintendi and got a guy who can't play in Toronto.
I thought they were going to get. I thought maybe. I thought realistically the biggest name they were going to even make an effort for was Benintendi, because he's a left-handed guy who's good at the plate and decent good enough in the outfield, and they didn't do that.
They didn't get Quintana. They didn't get Castillo. They didn't get. I mean, it goes back to me last year where they didn't get Adam Frazier. Like, that really was not that expensive of a get for the Padres, and you don't get that where it's like you need a second baseman.
Yeah.
This year, they still need a second baseman. Josh Harrison's okay, but he shouldn't be your starting second baseman.
Dude, he's barely hitting over 200 as well. Like, it just... I don't want to talk about it anymore, guys. I'm getting mad.
All right, we can dive in. So Yankees grab Benintendi, Bader, Montez, and
Bader from where?
Harrison Bader
from the Cardinals.
Oh, so it's that Bader. I didn't see that move. Like,
yeah.
I didn't.
The Yankees are notorious for getting a stud guy on the bases. Last year they got Tim LeCastro, who I think isn't playing on the Yankees anymore. I don't know where he is.
So, yeah.
And now they have Harrison Bader. They're like, we just want a guy who's going to steal 6 bases for us in the postseason, and then we're going to lose in the second round. That's their plan every year.
That's an interesting move by the Cardinals to trade Bader.
I really liked him.
I thought he was their everyday center fielder.
Dude, the Cardinals got a lot of pitching now. They got Quintana. Who else did they get? Oh, they got Jordan Montgomery from the Yankees for Bader.
And who did Michael King go to? I thought Michael King got traded by the Yankees. Maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe that's.
I don't think so. I didn't see anything about Michael King. I could be wrong.
I don't know, but Joey Gallo got traded as well.
Yeah.
Good for him. Get him out of New York. They don't deserve him.
I mean, I would say having Andrew Benintendi is way better.
I'm going to go with Frankie Montas.
Not defensively. Not defensively.
Not defensively, but his bat this year has been.
Oh, yeah, no, his bat's definitely been better. Joey Gallo's been atrocious at the plate this year. I mean, Joey Gallo's never been one for batting average, to be honest.
I just can't wait till they play Toronto in the first round, and Andrew Benintendi can't play
I'd love
3
that.
games.
I would love that.
I mean, the rest of your line is pretty much going to bail you out. I mean, you had
Yeah, I know.
Joey Gallo. Now.
Anthony Rizzo had another home run yesterday against the Mariners, 26 this
Ooh,
year. Aaron Judge is 43.
it's insane.
He's the third most. He tied Mark McGwire. So Barry Bonds had 45 in his 104th game of the season. Mark McGwire had 43, and now Aaron Judge has 43.
Aaron Judge has more home runs since the All-Star break than the entire White Sox team. The White Sox suck ass.
That's fun.
Like their whole team as a whole this whole season.
No. Since
Oh.
the All-Star break.
Okay, I was about to say that would
They're
be
Dude, they are donkey. They're so bad.
So he's got 3 pitchers for Frankie Montas and an infielder. I thought Michael King got traded, but I might be wrong.
I don't think so. But they did get that Trevino guy, too.
Freaking Yankees, man. I can't wait. I hope they lose in the second
So
round.
the Yankees
and
just.
then Aaron Judge leaves.
That's what he is a season-ending injury. Michael King.
Oh, that's
I was
why
like,
that's why they went after Trevino. That makes sense.
I was like, I know that he's not on the team anymore, but I thought it was for a trade until he got hurt.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of moves being made this last couple of days of it. Yeah, like the trade deadline.
Yeah, no, it's. I
It's
mean, it hasn't been as active. Like I said last year, I felt like it was more active of a trade deadline.
Oh yeah, I mean I did too. Literally like 3 times. Just
I think it was
last,
because
the last day, just boom, boom, boom.
I think it was last year. I think we think it was more active. I think it might have been about the same, just because last year the Cubs getting rid of so many pieces, and
Yeah.
the White Sox being involved in trading for like you're like, oh, they can go get Adam Frazier, they can get Brian Reynolds, like they can get like.
I mean, the
there was,
White
like,
Sox were relatively active last year too.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I feel like there was just so much talk about what they could do, and they ended up
Yeah.
getting Kimbrel, so it's like they still made a move.
Then they
And then
got
this
Tapera.
year- Yeah, and then this year it was just like nothing really happened in Chicago, so everyone's kind of like, I think we were thinking was
yeah,
less
yeah,
busy.
exactly. Like I said at the start of this show, part of it is because it's our I think I said recency bias, which is not what I meant, but
Geographical bias.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, because if we're in Washington D.C. right now, we're like, man, this is a bit busy, or San Diego.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you're in Washington D.C. right now, you're probably like, damn, we just traded away our whole team. Be like,
And
we
if you're
sucked,
in,
and we're
New
gonna suck
York,
even more.
you're a scumbag. So
Well, I saw an article
Fair enough.
after the Juan Soto trade. The Nationals are going to get sold in the offseason to new ownership. It's already in the works, like they're trading it. So they figured blow it up now and let the new ownership do
I
whatever they
guess
want.
that's something you can do.
Which
You
them-
should buy them then.
No,
No,
Probably.
How much can they be worth?
probably more than I have.
But
Probably
if
like-
we combine, we'll talk about it after the show. We'll get into the business analytics of it later.
But the way my bank account set up is I can't buy them until 2 years from now.
Yeah,
And they'll probably be good then.
and they might be purchased by then, so they're not going to be for sale. So we have to buy another team.
Yeah.
Oakland A's, cough cough. Move them to Nashville.
They're always going to be cheap.
yeah. They'll
If
be
you
cheap.
move to
Crap.
Nashville, money pit.
Money pit is right.
Money pit.
Get Oakland to Nashville. That's going to be our new move.
That
Yeah.
is.
Ramon Laureano's back, by the way.
I told you.
Yeah, you were right. I was wrong. I thought he was still serving a suspension, but
30 games in, right? It was like
more than I guess I just
I think it was 90 games total. I think he had like 75 or
yeah. I guess I just
65
kind of
last year. So he had
forgot.
a
You
very
know,
short amount.
I stopped like keeping track of it all, but
That's your boy.
that's my boy.
That's your boy.
I stay true to Ramon. That arm is still a cannon. Don't
Yeah.
matter. And he ripped a home run off of Dylan Cease. So, Ramon's so good. That means I got to get his card and put it in my lineup on MLB,
For MLB.
even if he's not good.
He's always is.
I think he's like
that
80.
arm strength's going to be a 99.
Oh yeah, you already know
Oh,
that
yeah.
arm strength's
That
99.
fielding is going to be a 9. The reaction time is going to be a 99.
I mean, maybe. No, he's not even PEDs. 98.
I'll knock him down 97. You know.
Yeah, we'll
Drop
knock
it
him
down
down
a
to a
couple.
97 because no PEDs. We can't be sure.
Yeah, we can't be sure. Can't be sure how hard he's
I feel
throwing
like
it.
talking about Ramon can segue us into the debauchery that's been happening in the NFL. If we wanna progress over there, I don't know if you guys have any more to talk about in MLB.
No, I mean, that's really it.
Yeah, I don't know what else to add to the MLB discussion. I'm still kind of just confused by the Josh Hader trade.
Yeah,
That's the big one that I'm just like,
sum it all up. Padres gonna be real good.
yeah, like the
honestly.
Brewers are contending. They're a competitive team.
They're just on a hot streak.
Yeah, they're just
See, that proves it right now.
No,
They're trading away Josh Hader.
They're not buying
just on
into
a
their
hot-
2-year hot streak
For a
over
whole
here.
year, a whole calendar year, not even a season, a whole calendar year, still riding that hot streak.
True. But they trading away Josh Hader.
It was weird.
Seals the deal. Yeah, I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Whatever, Apparently, and didn't they own? It was a 1-for-1 trade, right?
I think it was him for Taylor Rogers and one other guy.
Okay,
I think a starter, one of their starters.
whatever.
Dannison Lamet.
Yeah, I cannot say his name at all.
I just want to know how this is going to affect my live series collection on MLB The Show because I have Josh Hader collected for the Brewers. So
now you'll be able to collect him for the Padres.
do I get to keep him for the Brewers though?
Did you finish the Brewers or no?
No.
So now you have to collect the new guys that just got traded.
Oh, good. I'm so happy about that.
More collecting.
Beautiful.
You got to collect them early. You got to collect them before the trade deadline.
Apparently, I mean,
Nice.
he's been in my collection forever. I got him second week the game came out. I was all hyped.
That's true.
I've been his ups and downs as they've been jumping his rating from 90 to 94 and 90.
Less than that.
No, he's a 91 right now.
Yeah.
Dude, it's really good on the game.
Lefty relief pitcher. He's good.
Yeah. Fools people with that slider.
Yeah, that spider's tough, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're just rambling here on this.
I know. That's why I
MLB
tried
talk.
to move us. But
Yeah,
then
we'll move
Bobby was
into
like, let's just talk about Padres trading.
that was me real quick. That's
Yeah.
my bad.
But I was just saying, Padres can be real good. That's my sum up. Cubs, this rebuild turn around real fast. All right, that's about it. Sums up the trade down.
Yeah, we don't know. Whatever.
So the NFL.
So the NFL, the Miami Dolphins got hit with some tampering. They're found guilty of tampering, basically.
Yes.
Ruining the integrity of the game.
Yes. And it was their owner, right? He's the owner?
Yeah.
Yeah. He got suspended.
Yeah, so he's suspended for
Scott something.
for several games. He was fined $1.5 million. The Dolphins lose their first round pick
And their
Third round pick in 2024.
2024.
and a 2024 third round pick. Essentially, they were trying to negotiate with Tom Brady before the end of the season in 2019, as well as apparently Sean Payton.
Yep.
So,
And then also Tom Brady ended last year.
oh yeah, that's so the double tampering with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they got hit with some
Like-
some heavy. Their owner really bears the brunt of that.
Yeah.
one.
I mean, yeah.
$1.5 million.
That's a lot. I mean, I
Which-
guess you know what you're doing when you're doing it.
To me, it's starting to me to think that that's maybe why Brian Flores got fired. Because apparently, from what I heard, is that Brian Flores was invited to go on this boat that the owner was talking to Tom Brady about this for, and Brian Flores says, no, that's tampering, and decided not to go. But then he knew that. And I
that'd
think,
be even funnier.
And I think during their talks over the last offseason before Brian Flores got fired, I think he brought that up.
that'd be even funnier.
And I think that's why he might have been fired.
And I mean, not a good look for this owner after all these allegations came out.
Yeah,
with
really
Brian
just
Flores.
making them look even worse.
Yeah,
Really bad
really
situation for
Well,
him.
Brian Flores came up twice in the past week because they were talking. The other investigation the NFL had on the Miami Dolphins was before the tank for Tua, when Brian Flores says that he was told by the owner, "Hey, our draft pick's looking a little too good, right? Like we're getting farther away from number one." And it was pretty much like lose games, but I'm not going to tell you to lose games because that'll be
Right.
against the rules.
Yeah.
And that's,
Right,
that's
right.
pretty much what they found out. They're like, well, the owner pretty much told Brian Flores that if his draft pick is like not the first overall draft pick, that he's not going to get as many bonuses as he should. But that found out wasn't, they didn't get in trouble for that. They got in trouble for trying to make Tom Brady the player owner coach, the Jackie Moon of professional football. I heard that
Jackie
from
Moon.
I heard that from the Pat McAfee show.
Gotta love it,
The
dude.
Jackie
I
move.
gotta watch that movie now.
I mean, like
Flint City Tropics, baby.
it should feel kind of harsh, like bringing down like nothing happened of any of this. So
You gotta correct. That's a bad saying. I'm not gonna use that. You gotta bring down the hammer on guys with this kind of stuff. But apparently, you don't gotta bring down the hammer on Deshaun Watson. I'll say it. I'll go there right now.
I mean,
because I'm pissed off personally, and I get it. The NFL didn't make that ruling. It was that separate judge who did it. To which I say, shame on you.
Isn't she somehow related to someone from the Browns?
Oh, I have no idea. That would be the first I'm hearing that.
Because I thought the whole thing was like when they got Kareem Hunt back then, they had insider information that they knew Kareem Hunt wasn't gonna be suspended for any games into the next year. And I thought that's how someone was like, that's not fair that she is like a
I mean,
sister-in-law
maybe.
or
I don't know.
something
I
of, like, one of the
haven't,
owners.
to be entirely honest, I didn't look into it all that much. I just say shame on you because what is this? What does this set as a precedent? You know what I mean? So
bet on games, lose a year. Sexually assault 24 women.
30.
30.
30 women.
It's up 30 now.
6
Like
games.
this is just, it's just all in all, it's disgusting. And I understand the whole innocent until proven guilty, but that's Deshaun found himself in this position to begin with.
I don't like when people say that innocent until proven guilty because that's an American. Like the NFL still has every right. Like they think that Calvin Ridley betting on the Falcons when he wasn't playing for the Falcons is a bad look for the NFL.
Right.
Legally, he was allowed to bet.
Right.
And he still gets suspended for a year. So don't use the whole thing of, well, he's not guilty yet. No, you have the right.
Right. Like
to decide.
this is a what is the official phrasing for it? Player conduct violation or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not even the point is like you put yourself in this position and man, dude, like it just pisses me off. Like this is so bad. It is so bad. Like this continues to just make it a joke.
Oh, also, he's only allowed to go to the team masseuse.
Oh, good, cool.
Yeah.
That's so good.
That solved your problem.
But like,
I
okay,
hope
so
it's a male masseuse. I swear if they're like, yeah, only go to the female masseuse, but if you sexually assault here, we'll just, suspend you for a timeout. You lose one timeout for the next game. Like,
you're gonna
this is
have
ridiculous.
if you mess up, you have to film study for an
but
extra
you're telling
2
me
hours.
you add that.
Kyler Murray.
Well, that's because he played Call of Duty. All right.
No, but like,
Did you see that stat?
No.
When Call of Duty comes out, Kyler Murray plays worse. When the new Call of Duty drops.
no way.
Yeah, like his stats go down.
Who
That's
found
funny.
that?
Part
funny.
of my take did.
Oh, of course they did.
Yeah.
People have not actual day jobs. They just could do all this research on their free time.
Oh my gosh, it would be nice to be in that position, wouldn't it?
That's funny,
But
though.
it's just like, so
Makes sense. My schooling definitely went down when the new Call of Duty came out.
Yeah, see, look at that.
doing back in the Black Ops 2 days.
Yeah. I mean, not in college, because I was, an adult.
That was
and
high
I
school. That was
realized-
high school.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm saying high school. My grades tanked during the Call of Duty, new Call of Duties.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that.
And then it was Thanksgiving time, so it's like, it doesn't really matter.
True.
But no, so it's you go 6 game suspension. Okay, we're gonna go with 6 games. We're going with 6 games. $45 million signing bonus untouched. No fine. Nothing. $46.7 million salary or whatever it is. Untouched.
Well, I believe his check games.
But it doesn't matter because his first year was $1 million. They structured his contract so that he would get paid the least amount of money possible in his first year.
Yeah, all he's missing out on is his game checks for those.
So
six
$45 million signing bonus unchecked.
games. Yeah,
untouched.
untouched. Yeah.
Like this is hardly a punishment. When you in the grand scheme of things and like comparing it to what could have been, this is nothing. 6 games, slap on the wrist, go win us a Super Bowl after 6 games. That's all this is. I hope his career sucks.
Yeah.
I hope he's horrible. Really, I really do.
I honestly do too.
And I don't want to hear all those Deshaun Watson apologists and sympathizers. Get over yourselves.
Yeah.
Just be realistic for a second here. Like
30 women.
It's
so even if it doesn't bother you that in the span of 17 months, he went and sought out over 60 different women to give him these massages. 30 of them. We're gonna believe this whole 30 women got together and said, yes, we're gonna all go after we're all gonna go after Deshaun Watson. That's our plan right here. Really? It's just
Royals
disgusting.
middle infielders are falling apart right now. Sorry.
No, I
Yeah,
saw
but
that,
this is ridiculous. For me, it's like as we talked about
disgusting.
before, it's the 30 thing is bad too. But for me, I love the Ravens when they won the Super Bowl with Joe Flacco. And I loved Ray Lewis. He was one of my favorite players outside of the Bears and outside of just, guys I liked. But when I found out that he most likely committed 2 murders and then got away with it, it's still, I was like, you know what? He's still a good football player, but he's not as good of a person in my mind.
Yeah.
Like,
Not
it
as
dropped
good.
down. My whole thing is I don't know. I just don't know how you could be a Browns player and be like, yeah, I'll play with Deshaun Watson.
This
I
is
mean,
so bad.
Honestly, it's bad look for NFL. Bad look for the Cleveland Browns.
Well, I believe the NFL is going to try and appeal it because I don't think the NFL is happy with this suspension.
I don't think so either.
The NFL said that what they're really trying, even if the appeal doesn't work, they want to do 10 games at a minimum.
Yeah.
But Deshaun Watson's lawyers are going to sue. And I'm like, why? They have every right to do whatever they want. Like, really, then if they sue and then they would win.
Then you
If,
countersue.
if I was Kelvin Ridley, I would sue and be like, how are you going to spend me for a year?
Yeah.
Like, and how is that okay? Like, I lose my entire salary for a year
Right.
because I bet on
This
games.
dude loses nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing.
Which to me, again, I don't understand the betting on your own sport when you're playing it. Just doesn't make sense to me. But
It's a bad decision.
I would rather
But
have
it's
people
not,
bet on
It's not
games
sexually
than
assaulting 30
sexually
women.
assaulting women.
Very
It's a
true.
lapse in judgment. It's a lapse in judgment. That's all it was for Calvin Ridley.
But to me, the
But
NFL,
it's serial predator behavior for
Yeah.
Deshaun
me-
Watson.
it's part NFL, part like special. Like, to me, the suspension for the owner from the Miami Dolphins, the $1.5 million seems like a lot of money, but also he's making way more than that.
That's true.
So it's like, because they did the, also from the Pat McAfee show, because I listened to that to find out actually what happened. He hosted that F1 race that was in Miami. He made like 1.5 million every 15 seconds during the race.
Okay.
So it was like, okay, so you're suspending him not a lot, which 1.5 is a lot of money. But you suspend a guy for 6 games.
not for.
I think they should. I think what they should do
Yeah.
is him being an owner, he should get suspended from making money for those 6 games. They should take all that money and give it to the NFL charities, and now he loses money for 6 games, on top of 1.5 million. That makes sense.
That's not a bad
It's
idea.
the same thing. Apparently, Henry Ruggs' judge has given him the ability to go to a NFL training facility to train. So I feel like he's going to try to come back in the NFL. He should probably be banned from the NFL for a couple of years too. I mean,
He killed someone.
He killed someone.
Yes.
I wouldn't let him come back and play football. But
No,
the NFL
exactly.
is like, you
No,
know
he
what?
killed someone.
We got to
Like,
make people have second chances.
Yeah.
We made the NFL fans hate. What is the guy from Cleveland who had a bunch of drug things? Josh
Gordon for being he couldn't
Josh
lay
Gordon.
off the weed.
I mean,
man.
literally, all the men need to do is stop
It's
smoking
like,
weed.
right, yeah,
If
we're
he
just-
coulda- if that
We're
dude
suspended
suspended
for a
stop
year. Suspended
smoking
for a
up.
year. And it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. He keeps breaking the rules, but also
He didn't kill
he's
anybody.
smoking weed. You have a guy who's sexually assaulting 30 women, and you're like, yeah, that's not as bad as smoking.
It's
weed.
okay, man. Hey, serve your. It just is so. It's pitiful. Man.
I hate
It's
it. I
such
hate the
a
NFL.
joke.
I would say that I would boycott watching Browns games all year, but I feel like I maybe watched 2.
I don't think I'm going to catch a Browns game.
I think I watched
I'll
2.
tell you what. I am definitely if a Browns game is on TV in our area to watch and Deshaun's playing, I'm going to turn it on because I want to hopefully hear boos every time he steps on the field,
Yeah.
and
They'll
I
just
want
cut
to
that
watch
out.
him do terribly. Like I hope he's horrible. I really do. He is going to be getting the same kind of treatment from a lot of NFL fans as what people were doing for Altuve and the Astros. Like every chance they get to watch him mess up, they're gonna love every second of
Yeah,
it.
there you
And I hope it's that way for the rest of his career, and he retires early because of it. I hope
so.
he's washed. I hope this is it for him.
Yeah.
Scum.
I'm not gonna hope for an injury from him.
No,
But if he throws like 6 picks in his first game, I would love that.
oh, I'd love it.
I would love if Cleveland went 6-0, started Deshaun Watson, and then finished 6-11.
Honestly, and
I would love that. That's my dream.
it makes you think, what kind of shit were they covering up in Clemson?
It does.
Probably
It really
lies.
does. Like, so there's probably more shit that he's done. This guy is clearly a terrible person, and
And the time he was in there, they were like the top. Like you think Baylor got busted for that when Baylor wasn't even that good.
yeah,
It's like what?
Yeah.
When you make more money, when Dabo Swinney's probably the highest paid public official in South Carolina.
100%.
I'm pretty sure you can cover up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's just scary.
Yeah, it is freaky to think about. Oh, look at this. We got Ricky Bobby in the background there. It just pisses me off. I get it. It's this kind of stuff that makes people really not like the NFL in the way things are done. And I like to keep prefacing that the NFL didn't come to this decision and they're also not happy with it. But it just is like, it's more of the same where punishments don't make sense. Like they just, where's the consistency?
And my thing would be too, if like sports in general had that, okay, maybe you get a little bit of break because you're a sports, organization. Trevor Bauer, his girlfriend, consensual or not, you want to argue, say it wasn't, was not convicted in court, settled outside of court, has been suspended for this year and all of next year. And most players that were on his team don't like him because of it. Some of them didn't like him prior to that.
Yeah.
But there's guys who like Trevor Bauer who now hate Trevor Bauer because of this. I don't know.
Weird, dude.
I'm waiting to see what happens with the Cleveland Browns and Deshaun Watson being there. Because, usually you have to like your quarterback. Like, we saw it with Mitch Trubisky. The defense started to not have faith in him, and they started to play worse. And that was just because he wasn't
No,
playing.
no. You have mixed there. Is when they had no faith in Nick Foles. The team played a lot harder for Trubisky.
I thought there was like 1 year where Trubisky was having a bad year. Maybe so. Whatever. Same thing. Bad quarterback, and your defense stops playing.
Yeah.
And that was just because of bad play. If your team hates you because you're a scumbag off the field, I can't even imagine. Like, what if the offensive line just doesn't block for him the whole time? Like, you just hike it and
absolutely wrecked.
like longest yard.
Yeah,
just
right.
hike it and just come right at him.
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. Because if I'm on the Browns, I'm not happy to be playing with Deshaun Watson.
Me neither.
I'm just not, and you guys know I was originally an advocate for Deshaun Watson when this all first was happening and before it got to the level that it was at.
Yeah.
When it was just a couple of people, I was like, sketchy because of how it all started. But then it continued, and I'm just sitting there like, man, 30's a lot. I mean, that's you talk about a lot of organization. If it was truly this like conspiracy of we got to ruin his career with bad press,
Yeah.
the logistics of doing it this way, it's just too much.
I just wish someone would sit down, like all these people who are defending him, where it's like, it's 30, it's not like, what massage parlor has 30 employees at work? Because, it'd be like, if it was 3 and they were all from the same place, it's like, oh, that's Deshaun Watson. If all 3 of us say something, we can probably get some money from him. No, this is 30
from across the country.
from across the country, multiple different states, multiple different places who have the same story.
Exactly. The logistics of faking this whole thing is a bit too much for me to buy into.
Yeah.
'Cause it just is like, come on, I'm not smart, but I'm not an idiot. You know what I mean? I may be dumb, but I am not stupid.
I'm waiting, as Bobby said about the Clemson thing, I'm waiting to see if like any non-NFL players that used to play in Clemson come out and start saying he was kind of like weird at parties and stuff. Like
he's
like,
weird. He's
like-
weird at parties, man.
like I'm doubting that like Hunter Renfrow, who's still a guy in the NFL, is gonna come and say anything
Yeah.
about it. But like if a guy who just doesn't play in the NFL anymore is gonna be like, yeah, he was kind of weird back then, but everyone just let him go because you're a king. If you're a college quarterback who's winning national championships,
Yeah.
no one's gonna say.
You're on top of the world. Just ask
Exactly.
Alex Moran.
Yeah,
That's true.
stud.
Stud.
They threw a party for him when he
goat
broke
house.
John Elway's 5 TD record. That show when they brought up John Elway, I'm like, he didn't go to Blue Mountain State. Get out of here.
Dude, that show is. It's a shame that it ended.
I know.
It needed
Such
one
a
more
great
year.
show.
He needed to finish his senior year.
They should bring it back and like he should be the coach of the team. And it
Yes.
should be like new wave. Let's pitch it to Netflix.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Do it. Yeah.
I'll come up with a pilot episode. It's not going to be hard. Just alcohol, drugs. Goat house done.
And
Send.
Party at the goat house.
Party at the goat house.
Thad needs to be brought in.
Well, they gave him his movie.
That should be like the like a teacher or professor, like NFL career over, like comes back. Just a finance professor. I will teach you about finance.
My $60 billion contract or whatever it was that he signed in the movie.
And I lost all of it because I made Thad land.
That land. Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
Blue Mountain State was so good. I might have to watch that again.
I wish it was still on Netflix.
It's on Amazon Prime.
It is on Amazon Prime.
So if you have Amazon Prime,
My parents have Amazon.
there you go. Then you have
there
Prime
you go.
Video.
There you go. You
It's
got
on there now.
Yeah.
Yes.
But shameful, man.
I
Shameful. Just shameful.
the
Yeah.
NFL, man.
Inconsistent as could be.
We
What are they doing? I don't like it. Hey, but good news. Debo Samuel makes some money.
Yeah, he signed a 3-year, was it $74 million or something like that?
73.5. You're right there.
I was right there.
So that means 2019 receivers, AJ Brown is the only one. And he got paid, but not by the team that drafted him. Every other
yeah.
team, every other big name from that draft.
Yeah, DK paid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, DK signed his contract. We missed a lot of stuff, but it's just... so
Trade
much time
deadline
has
was
passed.
definitely the big thing for this week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, trade deadline. But Broncos have some torn ACLs in practices. Tough.
Yep. Tim Patrick.
That's the toughest one too because, like we talk about, we make fun of the Sox training staff because it's like simple things that it's like ACLs to me. It's like you can't not do jump ball drills even if there's no defense. You have to do them because
That's what sucks. Like it's that an ACL injury in some aspects is unavoidable. You know what I mean? Like there's really, like you said, you can't skip these drills to protect the ACL. They're drills that you need to do for the sport.
all right, I want you to go 20% on your sprints and just never jump.
Never jump.
Okay, so
1 foot on the ground at all times. You're speed walking. You're race walking this one. But no, it's like it's brutal because you can only do so much to prevent them, but there's always the risk no matter what it is.
Yeah.
all I do is come down weird. Like I even go back to the Zach Miller injury when he broke his leg.
Yeah.
That really wasn't. That could have happened in practice, regardless. Even if they weren't fully padded, where they're just going up for a jump ball, he just lands weird and gets hit in a weird way. Where it's like, yeah, you're not
Just-
trying to.
there you
You're
go,
not
your leg's
trying
almost
to get
gone.
him, but no, he's gone.
You know do you know the movement that puts you at most risk for a torn ACL?
Landing.
Pushing off and twisting your leg to the inside.
So,
That
so running a slant route.
Yeah, that the way the like pressure and the way it twists the AC.
Dude, watch your elbow, man.
The way that hurt real good. And the way it twists the ACL is what puts it at the highest risk of snapping.
So is it worse?
That's why you see a lot of non-contact ones. It's always when they're cutting to the inside. If you notice.
Is it worse on AstroTurf or grass? Do you know that, Mr. Athletic Trainer?
Usually AstroTurf puts you at a higher risk for injury because it's less absorbent than grass. That's why turf toe is such a big thing, and it's mostly if you're on natural grass, the ground has a natural give to it that helps like cushion that stuff. But if it's turf, it'll only give so much before you're at the surface that it's placed over.
'Cause I knew there was a big.
That's why players actually prefer to play on real grass. It's safer for them. Like in very minuscule ways, but it is safer.
I like the way
Especially-
I like the way grass looks better than turf.
Especially MetLife turf. Just taking a lot of ACLs.
It's just the any other
Well, no, I was just saying because I knew when I was in high school, they always said you're more likely to tear your ACL playing basketball in a non-contact injury than football, even though you're turning and twisting the same amount. It's because you're landing on
it's all about
hardwood versus landing on grass.
the surface exactly.
And then once AstroTurf became a big thing, they were like, well, now it's about the same, if not more, because now you're turning and twisting, and now people are coming at your legs. Where basketball, you're not really diving at someone's ankles or knees.
It's crazy. Natural grass is the preferred surface, but
That's why I never tore my ACLs.
Everyone's
Because I
pushing.
use slow twitch muscles.
Atta boy. All about the slow twitch muscles.
Yeah. High vertical, no. See me running for miles? Heck yeah.
That's all you need, baby. ACLs safe as can be.
Well, I mean, my knees are pretty screwed up, but my ACLs are intact
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. So your knees aren't screwed up
for now.
Yeah.
For now, until you make the G League for the Bulls.
I don't know if my knees can take that. My knees are struggling in cross country and track. I don't know if they can handle basketball again.
Yeah, I hear you on that one, man. I hear you on that one.
Make
How
the G
about
League, make it to the MLB, one step on the court. My ACL.
Zion William? I'm Zion. That's it. I'm injured. Give me my gumbo.
I'm out.
Pay me $40 million a year and I'll gain 60 pounds. I can. I promise.
I can do it. Trust me. I've done it before for a lot less.
Actually, interesting you brought up Zion. It kind of ties to my question of the week.
Oh, perfect. Hit us
Yeah.
with your question of the week.
When you any sport, when you think of stud college athlete and subpar NFL or professional, what's the first guy that comes to your mind?
Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, Jamarcus Russell. Maybe Ryan Leaf. But those are too easy. Those are gimmies. So I'll come up with some. I was way too quick on that. I'll come up with
Because
something.
mine's Adam Morrison. Do you remember Adam Morrison?
No.
It was Adam Morrison, JJ Redick, and Jimmer Fredette were like the three stud basketball players. JJ Redick still played for a long time. Jimmer Fredette played for a little bit. People remember him. Adam Morrison was just as highly touted as those two. Barely
I don't
played.
even know who it is.
He played for Charlotte. Charlotte Bobcats. I can't remember what college he went to.
I mean, like Vince Young would be a big one.
He won Rookie of the Year though.
I know, but then after that, really nothing.
I feel like
Yeah.
Vince Young was pretty good.
What about Matt Leinart?
Adam Morrison
Leinart.
went to Gonzaga.
Dude, who's that
Oh,
one guy?
there you go. Gonzaga. That's why he sucked.
Who's that one guy? NIU. Jordan Lynch?
He was undrafted. He was an undrafted rookie that they moved to running back. No, he don't count.
But I'm saying, like, he was a huge stud in college. And
Yeah, but there was no expectations for him in the
fair
NFL.
enough. Fair enough.
Like, it's all about what their expectations were for them to contribute.
Well, and I'm thinking like, so guys that come to mind for me are like, I guess basketball, I'd say Adam Morrison. Like Greg Oden got hurt. I don't count that because like you don't know about injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
But for football, it's Justin Blackman. I thought he was going to be so good coming out of Oklahoma State.
Yeah, well, he got caught up in some craziness.
Yeah, but still, like to me, that was just like everyone's like, wow, he's going to be
He was
like
a huge what could have been.
he's going to be the best wide receiver ever.
I don't even think you get to officially label him as a bust because you never actually saw him suck in the NFL.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Tavon Austin.
He went to West Virginia.
Yeah.
Tavon Austin's another solid one. Just
Yeah.
someone who didn't live up to their potential.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan Leaf, Jamarcus Russell, I already said two, so I guess I don't need to give another one.
Yeah, for me, Adam Morrison had a good first
Gordon
year.
Beckham.
Oh, Gordon. Yeah, Gordon Beckham's a good one.
Poor guy had too much pressure put on him by the White Sox. Didn't have a horrible career, but not what you expected.
People drafted it, or when they drafted him, people were going crazy. Like
This was here he was. I mean, he was so good out of college, but he went straight from AA to the MLB. That's the problem.
it's like Billy Bean.
Yeah, they took.
Bean.
He went. He was called up way too early,
Yeah.
and he still, like I said, he
still
carved
played
out a
for
solid
multiple
career
years.
for himself. Just not at all what you thought you were going to get in Gordon Beckham.
Yeah.
Well, I think it we go back to what we talked about a couple weeks ago with MLB draft. It's like there's so many picks to where some of those guys, it's like he was so highly touted out of college and then lost it. Where it's like basketball, like Adam Morrison was drafted 3rd overall. He played 4 years in that NBA.
Oof.
Same thing with like Jamarcus Russell. Was taken 1st overall and played 2 years.
2 or 3, probably. And he also they made rules about how much you could pay a rookie because of his contract. Like they capped out the salary you could pay a rookie because he was paid an ungodly amount for a rookie.
And he was just terrible.
He was garbage.
Well, Tim
Yeah,
Tebow
but-
was the same way. He was okay, but coming out of college, everyone thought he was
Yeah.
Gonna be
Johnny
amazing.
Manziel.
You
Johnny
know what?
Football.
Oh, Josh Rosen.
Oh, Josh Rosen's a good
I
one.
That's
feel like
a
Josh
real
Rosen
good-
got screwed though. I mean, like, yeah, he wasn't as good, but
Yeah. I mean, dude, he was the one who talked the most shit, and it's the
I
only
think
one
it-
that's not playing.
Yeah, there's a. What do you think of all the guys taken before you? There were 11 mistakes taken before me, and I'm like, keep that energy as you're barely finding a spot on a practice squad.
Yeah.
I mean, I never expected him to actually be any good.
No,
so.
me neither.
Johnny Manziel, to me, I just watched a YouTube video about him and like realized how like insane he was. He barely ever played in the NFL.
Yeah, no.
Played like 4 games.
Yeah, I know, dude. He was partying his way out of the NFL, man.
Yeah.
Well, I
He
think
partied his way
sometimes-
out. Eddie Lacy ate his way out.
Yeah, I do.
He did. He ate his way out.
Zion Williamson's gonna eat his way out of the NBA.
All that gumbo, man.
The gumbo, man.
No, Johnny Manziel, I feel like, is a case that you see a lot of times where, you know, coaching staff just is not sold on a guy.
Yeah.
And so they don't even really give the opportunity. Now, Manziel had issues that kept him from succeeding regardless.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. It's tough. Because of how little he actually played, it's hard to really judge. Like, he qualifies for your question of the week still. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.
Deshaun Kaiser.
I don't really know about.
Interception king for...
I didn't really know about him in college.
Dude,
Like, Johnny Manziel
I mean,
to me was
Deshaun
like,
Kaiser was just kind of... He was part of the...
Notre Dame.
Yeah, no, he was in the same draft as Deshaun Watson and all of them, right?
Yeah.
He was the second round pick by the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, second round, and
He was just kind of grouped in with the Trubisky, Mahomes, and Watson names because he was probably the fourth option at quarterback in that draft.
dude, he
was bad.
dude, best interception after interception. Honestly,
Terrible.
you remember Brady Quinn?
yeah, I remember. I was a huge fan of Brady Quinn.
Everyone thought he was gonna go like top 5. Ended up going 22nd.
What about Jimmy Clausen was another one like that too.
Yeah, true.
Jimmy Clausen.
He had a weird
I think it's
face.
still Notre Dame quarterbacks have still not
Yeah.
won an NFL game, right?
I'm sure they've won a game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ian Book won a game, right? Last year.
I don't know about
I'm
that.
pretty sure he won a game last
I'm
year.
pretty sure Notre Dame quarterbacks won a game.
I
Yeah.
thought when Ian Book came in, it was
He was bad.
I thought they were saying like no Notre Dame quarterback because they're like 0-11 in starts.
that could be it. I mean, you could be right. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
But we'll find that out.
Scott Morrison is the Miami Dolphins owner, by the way. I typed in has and it said Scott Morrison resigned yet.
Oh, wow. I guess we should fill this silence
Yeah,
while
we
Mick is
should.
typing
Yeah,
this in.
I was like, okay. I'll just...
Sorry. I was zoning out. We got the Sox game on here.
Yeah,
you
we
guys
do.
can't see it, but
Oh, there's so many errors.
No Notre Dame quarterback has won a game they started in the NFL since Brady Quinn.
so it's since Brady Quinn. I was gonna say I thought he did win one.
Yeah.
That's so bad.
That is-
27-21 win, Kansas City over the Panthers. And that was when Kansas City went 2-14. Before they drafted Mahomes, I think.
No. That was well before that.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
that's
was-
right. Yes,
I mean, so yeah, it was before they drafted.
We're like way
Well,
before that.
That was the 15-1 year from the Packers.
Oh.
Because the Packers lost to that team.
Are you serious? Oh my god.
Yep.
Brady Quinn, Jimmy Clausen, Deshaun Kaiser, and now Ian Book have combined to go 0-24. 15 of those losses are Deshaun Kaiser.
I told you, dude, that was like the Browns' like worst season. That was that their 0-16 season?
0-16.
Yeah.
0-24 is the longest losing streak by one school in the NFL since 1950.
Jeez, man.
And they don't even have a quarterback. Maybe that's why no one drafts Notre Dame quarterbacks.
Yeah, I wouldn't. That's horrible.
That is terrible.
That's so bad. Well, that's a great place to wrap the
Yeah, that's a
episode.
good
No,
one.
I
I
do,
like
if
that
I
one.
do say so myself. As always, guys, thank you for tuning in. If you like what you heard, please give us a follow on our social media. All of it's linked in our website, garagetalksports.com. If you have anything specific you want to kind of hear us talk about or any ideas you'd like to see us kind of talk about on the show, whatever, just hit us up on any of our social media. You can even email us. Our email's on our Facebook. I'm not even going to say it anymore. But yeah, as always, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we will talk to you next week.
See ya.
See ya. Bobby tries to